Recording. All right, wonderful. Well, just to introduce myself, my name is Kayla. I am one of the associate directors for Norwich University. And I'm just gonna kind of give you an overview of absolutely everything Norwich has to offer, from athletics to academics to our different lifestyles on campus. You're welcome to ask me any questions that you have as we go along, or if you could wait till the end. If you don't have access to a microphone, please feel free to use the chat feature too. I'm happy to answer questions that way. And then actually I have a coworker doing this presentation again at 6 p.m. So if you have to hop up for any reason but want to get all the information, she'll be on again at 6. But yeah, so Norwich University is the oldest private military college in the country, which is super impressive. We're over 200 years old. We actually just celebrated our birthday last year, but we are the birthplace of ROTC. So we have over all 4 branches of ROTC are available on campus for our students. And I'll talk a little bit more about that, but you can see we have a absolutely gorgeous campus, definitely in a more rural part of Vermont. Of course, most of Vermont is rural. We're located in Northfield though, which is sort of central Vermont. We are a smaller school. We have about 2,300 undergraduate students on campus. It looks like we have a fairly large population of graduate students as well, but those students are actually almost entirely online. Just real quick, for anybody joining, please feel free to save any questions till the end. I'm just going to be giving an overview about Norwich. So basically, as far as our student population goes, if you come as an undergrad, you're going to be spending your time on campus with students all in the same age range as you, going for their undergraduate degree. And then we have a lot of different areas represented on campus. So this last year, I believe our total was about 48 states were represented on campus. Of course, we get a lot from New England, but we also get a lot of students from Canada, from California, Florida, California. And then of course, internationally, we do get a lot of students from Canada because we're neighbors there. And we also have a lot of international students that come from all across the world. And we have a lot of opportunities for students to study abroad as well. As I mentioned, we did celebrate our 200th anniversary last year. So we have a pretty great legacy of just being a really effective school and program for students. Because of this kind of celebration, we've actually improved and renovated and rebuilt a lot of areas on campus. This building you see here is a brand new academic building we have called Mac Hall. It hosts a lot of our classes for computer science, computer security, some engineering classes. We've renovated some other academic buildings as well, the first floor of our library. So just a lot of really great improvements to kind of pay respect to the tradition and the legacy that we have. Now, if you're not able to stay for this whole thing, this is definitely a slide to just pay attention to. We have over 30 academic programs on campus, over 80 clubs, activities, and organizations, 20 varsity sports, and then of course we have our Corps of Cadet and ROTC lifestyle. I'm going to get into all of these in depth, but this is just a snapshot of the campus. So Norwich is technically one university, but we are split into 4 colleges. The College of Graduate and Continuing Studies here is obviously for our graduate students, but depending on the majors you're interested in, you would be split up into one of these other colleges, and you would be assigned to a specific advisor who will help you on the way to graduation. I just want to real quickly go through all of the majors we have to offer our students, because we do have quite a few. Our College of Professional Schools has our architecture program. This is also where our computer science, computer security is. Those are very popular majors in today's day and age. And then along with this College of Professional Schools, we also have our School of Engineering. So we have a lot of different engineering tracks. And then we also have our School of Nursing. So if you have any specific questions about these majors, I'm happy to discuss them further once we finish the presentation. Our next college is the College of Liberal Arts. This houses our criminal justice program, which is actually our most popular and largest program on campus. And then of course we have some other liberal arts majors in here as well: education, communication, our history, psychology programs, if you're interested in any of those. And then finally, we have our College of Science and Mathematics, which is where most of our hard sciences are located. If you're interested in something in the health field, but maybe not nursing, you might be interested in our health sciences program. We have a pre-med, dental and pre-vet track there, as well as a brand new master's of athletic training, which you can get in just 5 years. So it's really, really awesome programs here. We have full-time strength and conditioning coaches on campus. So if a student is in a program like exercise science or athletic training, you can actually work with our athletic trainers directly, who work directly with our student athletes. So it's just a great way to take advantage of opportunities available on campus. And then we have a 16:1 student faculty ratio, which means that you're definitely in a smaller classroom environment. If you're from any of the smaller high schools in the state, like myself, you might find that you really do excel in a smaller environment where you really can get a little bit more one-on-one help. And you can definitely get this at Norwich. You're going to know your teacher on a first name basis. You're going to be able to access them for office hours each week. If you do need any additional assistance with academics, we have our Academic Achievement Center, which is located in our library, and that gives you access to peer tutors, professional tutors. There's a counseling center up there. This is also where people can bring any accommodations that they have. So if you have a 504 plan or anything like that, you can actually bring those accommodations to the university, and we'll honor those accommodations. There's also a writing center located on campus as well. So just absolutely as many resources as possible for you to succeed academically are available to you through that center on campus. And then just to talk a little bit more about some of our programs, we have really great opportunities as far as real world experience, getting tangible items on your resume for students to be able to show off after graduation, looking for employment. We have a full-time internship and study abroad coordinator on campus. We even have specific study abroad programs for specific majors. So of course, if you are, say, a biology major, you can of course study abroad wherever you'd like to, but there's also certain programs we have that we call NU Expeditions, where we've set up a specific program that's really going to be great for specific majors. So one example of this is our criminal justice students can study abroad in the Virgin Islands. They go down there and they work with the law enforcement agency down there. They're taking Norwich classes at the same time, but they're able to get that real world experience down there, working with a traditionally transient community. So working with people from different walks of life. It's a really great way to decide if that's the kind of path they want to go on, if that's the occupation they see themselves in. And then we have that for other programs as well. Our political science, history students, international studies, they can do a trip to the Middle East. We also have programs in Berlin, Germany as well for anybody interested in maybe a political side, NATO, United Nations, stuff like that. So lots and lots of opportunities there. It's all about making you the most competitive student after graduation, so that employers are actively seeking you out, and you're the best candidate for them. We have a 96% placement rate within 8 months after graduation. So as a school that has a military population, what that means is 96% of our students are either going into the military, going into the job force, or going into graduate studies. Of our campus, of those 2,300 undergraduate students, 2/3 of them are in the Corps of Cadets. That's our military lifestyle on campus. But only about 50 to 60% each year will commission into the military. It's not a requirement for students. So if you're thinking, well, I'm interested in Norwich, but I wasn't really planning on military, that's completely fine. You can even do the military lifestyle, but not go into the armed forces. So it's just it's an option there for students who might be considering that path, but there's other options as well. We really do take pride in our leadership opportunities and leadership skill building that we have on campus. These are just a list of some of the organizations on campus that students can be a part of regardless of the lifestyle. So whether you're in the Corps of Cadets or in the civilian lifestyle, these are opportunities for you to take an active, involved role on campus, making changes, speaking for the student body. Student government's a great example of that. Our students in student government are actually responsible for the fact that we have a Dunkin' Donuts on campus now. So just that's a nice, fun thing that they were able to do when they saw that a majority of our population wanted that. So just a good example of leadership and getting things done for the student population. And then we do have over 80 clubs and activities on campus. We are, of course, in a more rural area, so we definitely take advantage of outdoor activities. We actually own 2 of the surrounding mountains in Northfield, and we have a full network of mountain biking and hiking trails. So students can go to our Shaw Outdoor Center, hand over their student ID, and actually get back snowshoes, ice skates. You can get mountain bikes, cross-country skis, anything that you want to be able to take advantage of the outdoors. We also, of course, have a ski and ride program as well, taking advantage of the local mountains. And if you're interested in a varsity sport, but maybe not at a varsity level, we also have club sports, club hockey, club soccer, club volleyball. And then if you are interested in varsity level, we have 20 sports that we offer on campus. We are D3 school, so unfortunately we don't offer athletic scholarships, but we are still very competitive. We have our women's rugby team actually competes at a D1 level, and our men's rugby competes at D2. And almost all of our teams will go on to postseason play. So if you're interested in sports, you'll definitely get to get on the field here. You can go to our sports website, which is just norwichathletics.com, and you'll be able to fill out a prospective athlete questionnaire, which just lets our coaches know, hey, I'm interested in Norwich and I'm interested in this sport. And it lets them know who you are, and they'll reach out to you and start talking to you about some opportunities. Now, of course, I can't talk about Norwich without talking about our Corps of Cadets. Like I mentioned, that is our 24/7 military lifestyle on campus. 2/3 of our students are in this lifestyle, and it is a little bit different if you're not used to kind of ROTC or the Corps of Cadets, anything like that. But students in the Corps of Cadets are in uniform every day. They have a very specific schedule and structure to their school, especially that first year when they're learning a little bit more about how to be a good follower. And then, like I said, time management, personal responsibility. Students in the Corps of Cadets will take 2 years of ROTC classes. So like I mentioned, we're the birthplace of ROTC. So we have our students have access to take ROTC through the Army, Navy, Marine, or Air Force. And there is a distinction here I just want to make clear. So the ROTC is a college elective. You'll see it offered at a lot of different colleges across the country. And then the Corps of Cadets is the military lifestyle. That is what has students in uniforms every day. They have specific training schedules, but at Norwich, we combine these two together. If you are interested in the Corps of Cadets and you are interested in a military career, there are some scholarship opportunities that are really great. And if you are a junior this year or a senior, you definitely want to take advantage of these. You would be looking to apply to them between your junior and senior year. If you're a senior right now, you'd want to start the application now. But it's essentially a scholarship that the branch you're interested in will pay for most, if not all, of your tuition in exchange for you entering the service after graduation. So you can see it's a little bit more of an intensive application process here. There's the physical application with the transcript, essay, that kind of stuff, but you'll also see there's a physical fitness test, there's the medical exam, an interview, and it's so kind of in-depth because these are really amazing scholarships. What it's going to do is you'll get most, if not all, of your tuition covered for a certain amount of years, and Norwich will actually cover your room and board for those same amount of years. You just go to the branch you're interested in, you go to their website, and you start the application through their website, and then you select your top 3 schools that offer that branch of ROTC, so maybe Norwich and any other options you're looking into, and then you submit. I do like to mention the fact that these are very competitive scholarships, so if you don't receive the national scholarship the first time you apply, there is also opportunities to apply during your time at a school like Norwich. So at the end of your freshman year, at the end of your sophomore year, you can apply for an on-campus ROTC scholarship, which is the exact same benefits, the exact same scholarship. You're just only competing against other Norwich students, and you're actually going to be selected by the very ROTC instructors that you've been working with all year. So it's a really great opportunity. If you have any inclination to go into the military, there's no reason not to apply, because it's just such a great opportunity to get some financial aid for your time at school. Now, as far as our application process, Norwich is rolling admissions. So we don't actually have specific deadlines for you to get things in. I always mention that you should generally apply in fall, just because there are some additional scholarships that you might be eligible for that have deadlines in the fall or in the winter that you'll want to take advantage of. You'll be assigned to a specific counselor at the university. So you'll get in contact with them. They'll give you basically step-by-step instructions on our application, on our financial aid process, and help you through any problems or questions that you and your family have. And our application is fairly simple. The only things we require are your application and your transcript. We do definitely recommend that students send in letters of recommendation and essays, but they're not required. As long as you fill out your application, let us know what you're involved in as far as extracurricular, as far as clubs, athletics, maybe if you have a job outside of school. We really want to see that you're involved. And then you'll see we mentioned the SAT or ACT on here. We actually only require that for our nursing program, and we have waived those testing requirements for this spring and next fall. So we know the testing centers are not available for students right now, and some students who haven't taken the test yet haven't been able to, so we didn't want to penalize anybody for not being able to take those tests. So this spring and next fall, we are not requiring any test scores for any of our programs. And then as far as financial aid goes, we do offer a lot in terms of need-based aid and merit-based aid. So with your acceptance letter from Norwich, you actually automatically receive a merit scholarship, which can be up to $28,000 a year. That is the amount for this next school year. And this is based on your academic history. So we look at your transcript. We do recalculate a student's GPA, but it'll be pretty similar to what the high school transcript says. And you'll receive a scholarship right off the bat with that acceptance letter in the mail. And then we do have other scholarships available that are generally based on actions you take or the date in which you do things by. So what I mean by that is, for instance, our Take the Lead scholarship we do every year. If you apply and get your FAFSA in by a certain date, you'll automatically get our Take the Lead scholarship, which is an additional $2,000 a year. The deadline this year was December 15th, and we've actually extended that to January 31st. So students have a much longer time there to take advantage of that. If you come to visit campus, if you came to visit us maybe earlier this year before we had to limit visitation, there's a scholarship there. There's also a scholarship for virtual visits as well. So all of those kind of add up. We know that Norwich isn't the most expensive school, but we're not the least expensive school. So we also offer our need-based aid, which is where the FAFSA comes in. So those scholarships I just mentioned, those are completely based on academics. They're completely based on kind of actions that you take, whereas the FAFSA and need-based aid may be additional grants and scholarships from the university based on the need that your family has. So we look at what your family is able to contribute, we look at what we're able to offer, and we want to make it as feasible as possible for a student to attend if Norwich is their school of choice. This is also where you will get automatically approved for loans and work study programs, which you don't need to accept, but those will be automatically eligible for you if you meet the requirements for them. And then just kind of giving you a snapshot of our steps here. As I mentioned, as soon as a student's accepted, you get that merit scholarship in the mail as well. And then once a family files the FAFSA, we'll send out your complete financial aid package. So this will have every single one of the scholarships I mentioned. So any of the scholarships you were accepted for. So like I said, that merit scholarship, maybe a visit scholarship, maybe if you did take the lead, if you got your FAFSA in time, and then any of that need-based aid as well that you're eligible for. And when we send that out, we'll reach out to you and make sure you and your family don't have any questions about it. And if you're still a little bit concerned about maybe the numbers you're seeing for that, we definitely are open to conversations about appeals, conversations about maybe an award letter you're getting from another institution. We can compete with a lot of other schools, not all schools, but we can compete with a lot of schools as far as what they offer for aid. It's just a matter of having that conversation with us, having that conversation with your admissions counselor like myself, and we'll help you through that. Then if you decide everything's good, you're happy with it, we have our deposit. This isn't due until May 1st. We do accept deposits after May 1st based on space availability, but it is a $250 non-refundable deposit, which comes directly out of your cost of tuition. And it is a way to just let us know that you're intending to come to Norwich, and we kind of start the onboarding process with you over the summer. Now, I know I just threw a lot of information at you, and I wanted to give us as much time as possible to talk about any questions that you have. So if you have any, if you have a working microphone, you're welcome to ask any questions that you have. You can also use the chat box if you don't have access to a microphone, and I'm happy to answer any questions via that.